Hey everybody, welcome to Lessons with Troy. Well, today's lesson we're going to go over a unique blues chord progression inspired by the song Stormy Monday, more specifically the Allman Brothers version of Stormy Monday. So let's go ahead and check out this chord progression here. Now what you're looking at on the screen, this is Band in the Box. This is what I use to make my jam tracks, and each little kind of square like that is a measure. So it's a 12-bar blues. And mostly it's pretty normal, except you get like right here, you have this half step from G to A up to A flat. Right now, keep in mind we are in the key of G, but for this lesson, I have the Duesenberg tune to open D tuning, so we'll be kind of working off this 5th fret here. So let's go over this chord progression. So first off, we have 1 bar of G. Now, when you look at this, I say G, but notice how it's G7, C9, all these extensions. When you're playing a blues, a lot of times, pretty much every chord's a 7th chord, and a 9th chord is just a substitution for a 7th. It has that upper extension of a 9th added to it. So I'll just say G, C, your basic blues. So this is your 1 chord, your G. Then we have that quick change to our 4, to our C chord. And it goes back to G here in bar 3. Then it goes up a half step to that A flat. A flat I'm getting on my 6th fret there. Back to G, and there's the first 4 bars. So keep in mind in a 12-bar blues, I know this is common sense, but you have 3 sets of 4 bars. So we go to the second set of 4 bars, and now we go to our 4 chord, our C chord. Right, another bar of C. And then here is really unique to inspired by this song, where you have G, and it goes up a whole step to A minor, and then B minor, and then B flat, right? B flat, we're getting on our 8th fret. So remember, B flat is just a half step above A, okay? And then in bar 9, this is going to be our minor 2 chord, right? Our A minor 7th, but I just think A minor. And then this chord was a question mark for me. I had to do a little bit of research on it, watch some videos and listen real close. And it sounds like the bass player's playing the bass of an E flat. I know a lot of people have in their charts this is a C minor 7. So we'll just put a little question mark there. But I'm saying that's an E flat. E flat and C minor 7 have, other than the C note, have a lot of notes in common. Okay, and then the last 2 bars, that's just your turnaround. A 1 chord, or G chord, to a C chord, right? Back to 1. Now, if you look real close right here, the very last chord there is a D aug chord. Well, what's a D augmented chord? Well, it has the notes D, F sharp, and A sharp. So you actually sharp the 5th. So D, F sharp, A sharp, D. And if you notice this little chord voicing here, it sounds a lot like the intro to Oh Darlin' by the Beatles. Right, so what I'm doing there is I'm just got my bar tilted up there on 2nd string 1st fret to give me that A sharp. And that's just a great little 5 chord augmented D chord. The other way you could do it is if you wanted a higher one, just take your bar and kind of arpeggiate it down, just making sure that you sharp the A note. So it'd be something like, right, where you got D, A sharp, F sharp, D. Now, the other thing I really wanted to do in this lesson is to use the benders, and now to show you lots of neat ways to get 7th chords with the benders. And a real simple trick with that is wherever you got your blocky, chord, let's say we got a G chord here on 5th fret, if you just take the top 2 strings, move them back 2 frets and push your 2nd string bender down, that gives you a nice G7 chord, right? You can do it up higher and it sounds real nice, like G would be up here on your 17th fret, I believe. Now I like to incorporate the volume pedal as I'm pushing that bender down, and then that gives me that nice 7th. So let's listen to this jam track, and I'll kind of show you where it gets kind of weird. I'll kind of play along with it too. G, or 1 chord. Back to C, 4. Now check this out. G, up to A flat, to G. We're going to go to our 4 chord. C. Now check this out. G, A minor 7. B minor 7, B flat, A minor 7. Here's where this E flat chord is. G to C. Okay, so some different ideas, right, as you're playing through this. I sometimes like to not ignore these extensions when I'm soloing. So, hit the 7th of the chord, right? The 7th being the F note. Right? The same thing if you push your 2nd string bender down. Right? Oh, sorry. Get on the right fret there. So 15th fret would be that F note. Right? And then if you push your bender down on your 2nd string, it gives you the note D. So you have an F note and a D note, and that's the flat 7 and the 5th of that G7 chord. Right? And when it goes to C9, a C9 chord, well, you might say, well, what's the 9th? How do I even figure that out? It's pretty simple, actually. If you got a C chord here on your 10th fret, the 9th is the same as the 2nd, right? 2nd meaning up a whole step from your root. So C, it's just a D note. You're just adding a D note to this C chord. It does have the B flat in there too, and you can accent that or make that one of your target notes as well. But check out how cool this sounds when you just play that D note over the C9. I'm going to slide into a B note over my G chord. I'm going to hit this D, back to C, G, what did I do there? Well, it sounds really neat if you're right before you go to the 4 chord when you're playing a blues like this, or really any song where you go 1 to 4, to make that 1 chord into a dominant 7th, and it's a real easy way to do that. It sounds real nice. Is just to take on that 3rd string with your thumb, play the 1st string, and then slide it down to down 2 frets basically, so you're getting that F note there, and then you're getting that note there, which is an A note, which we know A, G, A. A is the 9th of a G7 chord, so that can kind of work, and then when it goes to that C9, accenting, that D, and then resolving it to C. You can accent the B flat note over the C9 because a C7 chord is C, E, G, B flat, and then the 9th is a D note. But just think, if you don't want to think about all that music theory stuff, just think about a nice shape. Here's your root note. Up 2 frets is the 9th. Back 2 frets is the flat 7. And you can use your bender on your 2nd string, or you can use your 3rd string with that. Just those two, that double stop there. Sounds real nice. Okay, let's dive in now to this little section. There's lots of different ways you can play this. Obviously, you could